What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the new update that's live in Cold War 2, some rumors about the name of the next Black Ops, and some other surprising news. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure the notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. I've been dropping a ton of videos over on the second channel in case you guys missed them. We have tier lists, gameplay walkthroughs, more podcast clips from Bombshell. Any support on the channel does mean the world, but also as a big reminder, Juggernog Beanies are now available over on Amazon thanks to a talented individual by the name of Perk Lemonade, who put together these really authentic and warm, snug beanie hats for you hardcore zombies fans out there. He was kind enough to actually send me one so I can show you guys here on screen just how cool they are, and they do match exactly how the picture represents them. Would highly recommend picking these up before they're sold out. And I know it's summer, but it actually is winter over in Australia and other places around the world, so definitely show some love to Perk Lemonade. I absolutely love when people in the community put together really awesome passion projects like this and pump out some really authentic merchandise that I think Activision is hopefully okay with at this point. But first and definitely foremost, I want to talk about a very interesting rumor regarding the name of the next Black Ops game, because we have folks out there that are debating, is it Black Ops 5 or Black Ops 6? It's a funny discussion because technically speaking, we haven't had a game called Black Ops 5, but Black Ops Cold War is technically the 5th Black Ops experience in the current timeline of events. But then you could say, oh, well, World at War is also canon, so doesn't that make Black Ops Cold War Black Ops 6? But I'm like, no, not really. We have games with different subtitles but are still in the same canon, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, you could say World at War is the first Black Ops, but we already have games called BO 1 through 4, so we're not going to discuss that one. But if you guys actually forgot, there was a bug in the message of the day of Black Ops Cold War last year that actually showed the placeholder name and logo for what game Treyarch was originally working on. Now, it's unclear if this Black Ops V or Black Ops 5 was the game that we're going to drop in 2021, which would have been this past year, if they didn't have to take over COD 2020 for Sledgehammer, who couldn't finish the project on time, or maybe either way, at one point when Treyarch did take over the Sledgehammer COD 2020 project, they said, all right, we're just going to call it Black Ops 5, whatever. Or it could have even been just a placeholder where there was no intention at all to ever call a game Black Ops 5. You never know, but I think Activision was like, wait a second, if Sledgehammer is going to do a game called Vanguard with a V logo, we can't have two V logos in a row for the Call of Duty series, so either way, Treyarch had to change that title and logo at some point, which either way, I think Black Ops Cold War really does suit the game itself. I don't think there's any problem with it. I think at first everyone was like, wait, why not just call it Call of Duty Cold War? But I definitely think Activision is really making sure that Treyarch calls their upcoming CODs Black Ops something something, because they just know the Black Ops name sells. Same goes for Infinity War. They know Modern Warfare really sells, so they probably have no interest in having Infinity War do a Modern Warfare game, or I'm sorry, a Call of Duty project that doesn't have Modern Warfare in the title. I mean, it's always possible to do future Call of Duty games that are named something different, but are still canon to the older games in that series, just like we saw with World at War and then Black Ops, but I don't know if Activision wants to do that anytime soon. Now, the debate online is whether or not the next Black Ops game will be labeled Black Ops 5 or 6. We've had different YouTubers who made videos about the new rumors for COD 2024, in which some of them say Black Ops 5, some of them say Black Ops 6. Don't think it really matters right now since the game is very far away, but in all honesty, I really see the game being called Black Ops something something, similar to how Cold War works. I don't see them doing a 5 or a 6 for the next title, but I figured I'd bring that up for those out there that are interested, because I also mentioned in a previous video that we had the very suspicious cutscene from Black Ops 4 Specialist Stories where Woods tells Mason that he was the one in the box. Was that a plot that was going to be for this Black Ops 5, which obviously is not Black Ops Cold War? Because there's always the possibility that Black Ops 5 was actually a whole different game from what Cold War is, but they maybe scrapped those plans and said, you know what, we're going to go in a different direction with Black Ops now and go back to the past a little bit and not really mess too much with the future. Who knows what it was, but maybe this is still something they're going to explore in their next title. You never know. Now, I think if it wasn't for zombies in Black Ops 3, that probably would have been Treyarch's opportunity to call the game something different and not Black Ops 3, since the campaign isn't really a direct follow-up to Black Ops 2. I mean, it kind of is, because of the references at the end with Menendez, Nova 6, sure, but then even Black Ops 4 doesn't even have a campaign, but the Specialist Story still ties in Mason and Wood, Savannah Mason a little bit, so realistically, I think BO3 and 4 could have been called something else, but the inclusion of Blackout and then zombies really do make those games feel like Black Ops experiences. But I'm just curious if there were some interesting names thrown around behind the scenes for a Call of Duty game Treyarch wanted to make that wasn't called Black Ops. Who knows? But let's go and take a look at the update that went live in Cold War earlier today. So this is the Cel-Shaded Reactive Tracer Pack. As it says, defy realism with the Tracer Pack Cel-Shaded Bundle. bit of a mouthful. This bundle features a blueprint that evolves as you get kills, and blueprints with white and red tracer fire, starting with the Living Art Stitch skin. You know what this reminds me of is the Batman animated series skin you can get in Arkham City or Rick and Morty over in Fortnite. That kind of blend and that kind of animation is what I'm getting here with this really awesome Living Art skin. And we also had one other bundle with a similar art style. That was the Judge Dredd crossover, which Cold War got, I believe it was in Season 5, and there was an animated Dredd skin just like this one, which is awesome. So happy to see that they're reusing an animation style like that. We're gonna have the Fresh Ink Assault Rifle Charlie here. As you can see, a really nice looking reactive blueprint for the Krig, and the Krig is a top AR in this game. Look how beautiful that reactive blueprint is though. Really impressed with this one. Once again, it has some tracer fire. We then have the cover art blueprint for what I thought was a Milano at first. It's actually a MAC-10, and the MAC-10 is absolutely ridiculous here in Cold War multiplayer and even Warzone, so you have no problems going off here with this MAC-10 blueprint. We also have the Mech Head Charm, which is pretty cool, getting like Power Rangers, Mechazord kind of vibes with the way that looks. We then have the Axe Nicely finishing move. Haha, you get it? Axe Nicely instead of Ask Nicely. Pretty brutal. Definitely liking that one. We then have the animated still shot calling card. Really does fit the theme of the bundle here with Stitch there on the left. Looks awesome. We then have the Beastly Taste sticker. Don't really use stickers that much. And the limited run accessory, which isn't animated, but it does have a functional compass, which is really damn cool. Can't complain about that one. You can see Stitch in there as well. And then an animated emblem here, the page turner. So that is a brand new Tracer Cel-Shaded pack, which released earlier today. Let's go ahead and take all this content in game. All right, folks, one of my favorites in-game cutscenes of all time for multiplayer here on Deprogram. One of the most unique multiplayer maps Treyarch has ever done, as you can see. And I'm like, you know what, let's hop on Deprogram, considering we did nuke on Deprogram in some pubs using these blueprints, which is awesome. And first off with this Krig, definitely liking the white and red tracer blend here. I don't think many blueprints have a blend of like two different colors. I think some of the year 2 ones definitely have, but here's the MAC-10, which looks awesome. So I'm going to meet me in the red door room if you get a chance. Let's go ahead and check out our lovely finishers. And once again, I thought this map would have played super well on Infected, and it kind of does, but everybody just camps in these two rooms right here. So we had a hard time playing Infected on this map on stream the other day. Here is the finisher while standing on our beautiful RGB Striker. Kind of a coincidence that Sean's running Striker, considering Pines is kind of his map. And Sitch was first introduced on the Pines map, which is awesome. Could have even played Pines for this video, but definitely a pretty brutal looking blueprint. And for some reason, you can't put bots on Deprogram custom games, which is weird. Not much of a difference here with the crouch finisher, but definitely pretty cool. Not too bad at all. Last but not least, we have the prone finisher. Let's go ahead and check that out. Mr. Striker, there we go. Prone.
Oh, sorry, me.
No, your controller died. Your hand went through your face. Had to check the time while Sean figured out his controller situation. But here is the finisher while prone. Definitely a bit different. Not too bad at all. I have Sean do a finisher on me so you can see the skin again, since obviously it's a first-person game, but got a view of Stitch there in the distance. And then Mr. Klaus has to go ahead and destroy our Stitch skin there. Definitely a really cool view of our animated skin. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take all this content into zombies and check out some of the mastery camos. So I actually have no idea what the mastery camos look like on these blueprints. I didn't check the other day when we were streaming, but here you go. We have gold, which you really cannot see at all. Might be one of those bundles where the blueprints are fine on their own, no need for any mastery camo support. You could actually see diamond though, which isn't too bad. I like how you can still see the reactive Stitch portion with the flame there. It looks pretty cool. And then for Dark Matter Ultra, not that much coverage. So I'd say for MP, if you want to run any of these camos, you probably want to go for diamond. But then over in zombies, Golden Viper, like with most blueprints that are crazy like this, you really can't see it. However, Plague Diamond doesn't look bad. I like how the reactive streak towards the barrel is still visible despite the camo, so I definitely like how that looks with the green and purple. That looks pretty cool. But then lastly, Dark Aether really doesn't blend that well. I mean, maybe if you want to run it, sure, but I would say diamond for both MP and zombies looks pretty good on our good old Krig. But lastly, for the MAC-10, gold you can kind of see. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Diamond fully covers the blueprint. Not sure how I feel about that one. I guess you still have the tracers to make up for it, but then Dark Matter Ultra also almost fully covers the whole thing, but at least you have the grip and the barrel there, which still resemble the original blueprint. And then Zombies Golden Viper, which doesn't really blend well with that many blueprints or weapons in the game, if I'm honest. Followed by Plague Diamond, once again covering the entire thing as expected. And then Dark Aether, which I think covers more than Dark Matter Ultra would, but overall, like I say with most of these bundles, Mastery Camos aren't necessarily worth using. Alright folks, back on the launch map, D-Machina here with our new Cel-Shaded Stitch pack. And I'm like, you know what, let's play the only zombie map that was playable back when Season 1 had first dropped. And I think based on the aesthetic, the color, the graffiti on this map, it really does fit the blueprint that we're rocking here. And we'll get enough kills so that you can see the reactive changes as well. But I don't know what it is on Twitter lately, even Reddit. I've been seeing a lot of just unnecessary arguments about what the best zombies is, and I'm like, dude, you have people that are saying it's Cold War, people that are saying BO3, and then you have the occasional Fred that's like, oh, it's actually BO2. It's like, dude, what? Like, what's going on? We're on the same side, man. Play what game you enjoy. It doesn't matter, but just know that Cold War was that successful to the point where a lot of things that you may or may not like about this game are definitely going to be returning in the next zombie game. Sean, what's the best zombies?
Cold War.
Fanboy Shill, canceled. You know what I really wonder, Chad? If this game had like 2 or 3 extra round-based maps, and they were as good as, let's say, D-Machine, Forsaken, would people's opinion of this game be different? Or were they already not a fan of the base mechanics and the operators to begin with, to the point where they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter how many round-based maps get added, not a fan of Cold War. I really wonder what the consensus would be amongst the usual zombie folks. Also, Chad, don't forget, I sincerely appreciate all the support over like the last 2-3 weeks. I mean, I always appreciate your guys' support, but the last 2-3 weeks have been really weird, quiet, dull in the COD scene. Views are down for pretty much everybody, and appreciate those that still stick around and want to watch some daily COD content. And if bundles also aren't your thing, but still you still support on these videos, it also means a lot to me. I mean, look, even if you don't like bundles, we still talk about some pretty cool topics, and we do some cool previews of the new Cold War content. I think people out there definitely would prefer if Year 2 was all about maps and weapons, and it still offered some of that, but I think considering the limited time Treyarch has, bundles every Friday at least is something that they've been able to put out for those out there that are interested. Charitable donation from the lad himself, but he had the wrong blueprint on? I'm just kidding, I know you don't have the bundle. Cover art. Bingo. And perfect timing, our friend just spawned in. Look at that Mac 10. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my Lord. It's also purple rarity, and still, this thing still shreds the megaton. Cannot complain about it, but don't run at me, don't run at me. Perfect. Alright. Alright, 2 birds with 1 stone. Tier 1 PAP, first off on our Krig. Luckily, the PAP camo does not really affect the reactive camo part of this, and you can still see what's going on with that. You can still see the red surge, and eventually it'll be green. But then we have the Mac. Let's see the Pack Punch camo coverage, which, just like the Mastery camos, it covers the entire thing, so... Oh, we just turned green on our beautiful Krig. So happy you can actually see it despite the pad camo. But yeah, folks, considering all the talk about the Return of the Chaos story, I'm like, you know what, let's do another marathon of the Chaos maps, but this time we'll do it on PC, and we should be doing that, I think, tomorrow, if everybody's available for it, so definitely tune into that. It'll be like our first zombie stream in a little while as well. And perfect timing, the Megaton just spawned in, and we have a green on green blend going on this beautiful Krig. Loving the look of this for sure. Luckily, the Krig still does good damage against our boy here. Can't complain on that. Let me not die against twins. All right. The Krig's pretty effective in this mode. I mean, almost every weapon is, but there we go. All right, I haven't used the Krig in Warzone in a hot minute. Let's see how we like this thing. Oh, it still feels like it has no recoil. Wow, okay. And then I'm sure the MAC-10 is still as good as ever. I don't know how someone is shooting me, but the MAC-10 has never failed me in Warzone, so I am definitely... Oh, Rip Samantha. Definitely not surprised with how good this is. Oh, wow. A little assist there. Yeah, this thing is... Oh, my God, the Krig is disgusting. Oh, my Lord. Yep, we're going to have a great time with this. I can already feel it.
And it will be.
Amber Heard's in here.
Oh my God.
All right, heavy Borderland vibes with our animated Sitch skin, which obviously looks a bit more realistic than the cartoony version we have in Cold War, but that's for obvious reasons, right? Warzone's graphics and art design is a bit different. However, that cutscene still looked nice, can't complain.
Got that fucking...
Hello. The blueprint does look a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Looks a little pixelated and low res. But our Mac 10, however, looks just fine, so they definitely gotta fix the Krig at some point. Oh, and they're on the roof as well. I love it. Got lucky on the attack on Titan, buddy. There's our nice finisher here on Rebirth. Can't complain. That guy just got dropped.
Oh, shit.
Got multiple guys on me.
Where are you going?
Where's he pushing? Oh! I'm dead. I got nothing. Or not. No. Oh, baby. And we're green, but there's no dude here. Bro. I didn't mean to do that, but inspecting our nice reactive Stitch blueprint, which again needs to be updated to look a little bit better here in BR. But right now it's a bit pixelated, a bit off, but still better than nothing. Now, before I end this video, as I tweeted the other day, I just realized that Hudson won't be a part of COD 2024, unfortunately. If you're like, wait, why not? Well, if the game takes place in the early 90s, like rumors suggest, and like the leaked images suggest, then by that point, if Black Ops 2 is still canon, Hudson would already be dead. This sparks a debate, right? Should Treyarch continue the canon from where Black Ops 2 left off? Because Black Ops 2 has quite a few missions in the late 80s, and then, of course, a bunch in the late 2020s. So will they follow up with that? Because already, Modern Warfare 2 might be bleeding into the events that took place during Black Ops 2 with Menendez, LA, the drone takeover. So maybe Modern Warfare 2 will reference that, which will help us better understand whether or not BO2 is still canon. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of room for some good storytelling with Mason and his crew. We're talking Woods, Adler, Hudson, which might end up retconning some of the events from BO2. However, I don't think they're going to do that, considering on the Treyarch website right now, they still have Black Ops 2 through 4 as canon. Black Ops Cold War just fits right in between BO1 and 2. I think they'll find a very creative way to still tell a story in the past throughout the 90s without breaking BO2 canon too much, but let's see what they do with that. Now, last and definitely not least, in case you guys missed this, Tony Flame has left Treyarch Studios. I pointed out this update, I think a good week ago when he first announced it, but that's not all. Then 2 days ago, the news broke from the press that Tony Flame has joined Jason Blundell over at Deviation Games and will now be developing the upcoming exclusive for PlayStation. So I'm still a little confused as to whether or not the new Deviation Games title is actually just exclusive to PlayStation, where you can't play it on Xbox and PC, or if it is a game that will be available on all platforms, but just has exclusive DLC for PlayStation or some bonus incentives that we don't know about yet. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it is crazy that Tony Flames went right over to Deviation, and great for him. Hopefully he got offered a nice bag and a good opportunity. I think a lot of devs out there in the industry that work for a studio for 10 plus years end up getting burned out and need a change of scenery unless they want to retire early. Totally up to them. So I'm really happy for Tony Flame. Hopefully things work out over at Deviation. But the thing I wanted to wrap up with was this, right? I'm looking forward to what Deviation Games is working on, but I think something that people out there aren't talking about enough is that people are kind of setting Deviation Games up for a bit of a controversial launch and announcement if they keep bringing out this expectation that they're working on zombies or something Call of Duty related or something similar. I think what they're working on is probably very ambitious, which will take a while to do and make. So we're gonna have to wait a little while before we get any announcements. But setting up an expectation this early that it's gonna like save zombies or save the COD community is only gonna make their launch and reveal very controversial, very negative. I think it's just not good energy for the studio, but hey, more power to everybody to speculate and theorize on what they're working on, sure, but I'm just hoping that the community isn't toxic towards them when they do reveal their game and they see that it's not anything to do with Call of Duty. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new bundle over in Cold War 2? How are you feeling about the rumors regarding the title of the next Black Ops game? And also, what are your thoughts on Tony Flame going to Deviation Games? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.